Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you are all doing well. I know it has been a while. How the hell have you been? Please let me know. It has been too long here. Got a lot of movies to talk about. Got a great stack here that I want to kind of show you guys and talk a little bit about here. And of course, if you've seen any of these movies, definitely let me know, your thoughts about them. And love to hear what you guys are watching as of late as well. The first one we got here is Better Watch Out. This movie is phenomenal. It is very hard to talk about without giving too much away, but simple premise, just picture Home Alone in the style of a horror thriller film. That's what you get here, and it's done so well. I cannot recommend this movie enough, and we're still kind of within that holiday season. Definitely check this one out if you have not done so already. It gets one of the highest recommendations I could give for a movie for sure. Next here we've got Seven. Believe it or not, I have never seen this movie up until, I think I got this almost a year ago now, but I've some of the quotes from it, what's in the box and all that kind of stuff, but I have never seen this movie. Just little clips and stuff, just browsing through the internet, YouTube that pop up and whatnot, but this is phenomenal. Absolutely love this. I don't know how I managed to get all these ways, managed to get through all these years without having this movie spoiled in some fashion, but I went into this not knowing anything about it except, like I said, for a couple little scenes that I've seen, and just a great movie. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm sure you guys have all seen that. So next here we have The Gift. This here was pretty good. After I watched this, it's one of those movies when I just want to scour the internet and kind of get other people's opinions and such, because I feel like it kind of leaves it a little bit open to interpretation, where you kind of can piece together things your own way, but other people can piece it together their own way as well. So I wanted to kind of scour the internet, and I think if a movie does it, it's doing a good job because it's making you think and such. And that's really what this did here. It's kind of a slow burn. I did enjoy it. There's some twists and turns in there that you do not expect. But this is Joel Edgerton's, I believe this is his directorial debut in this as well, and he also is co-starring. But pretty good thriller. If you have not checked it out, definitely would say to give that one a check. Next we got here is Independence Day. I already own this. I double dipped it because I love the slip on that. The art on just the jewel case that I've got obviously is not that, but it's not as decorative, and I love this movie. I know everybody kind of pulls the whole, Independence Day is a guilty pleasure and whatnot. It's just I don't know if I believe in guilty pleasures, man. If you love a movie and it has a special place for you, then it's a good movie. The filmmaker set out to make it appeal to somebody. If it hit you, then it works. So I don't really consider this guilty pleasure at all. I consider this a movie that was a part of my childhood, and I love it and go back, and it still holds up for me today. So that's how I roll with that. Next, we got Green Room, and this is another one. This would come at the highest that I could recommend for a movie to check out. This is a phenomenal film. If you have not seen this, don't even go watch a trailer. Don't even look at anything for this movie. Go into this as blind as can be. It's one of the most intense films you will ever see. I'm trying to remember the guy's name now. He did Blue Ruin, Jeremy Saulnier. So I have not seen Blue Ruin yet. I did pick that up. I have to watch that. This actually made me want to go check out Blue Ruin. I had never heard about that movie until I've seen this. But this is phenomenal. Patrick Stewart, like you would never expect him. Anton Yelchin, rest in peace. Great actor, obviously, and this is an amazing performance by him. And then, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, Imogen Poots, but she was the sister from 28 Weeks Later. So I don't know if I've even seen her in another movie besides that there, but she's great in this. Just phenomenal film. Cannot recommend this one enough here as well. Next up, we've got Misery, and this is the one that kind of had those little poster boards that stick to the jewel case. I got this shortly before I found out that Scream was going to be releasing a collector's edition version, which, it is what it is. I'm not going to double dip on this one here. Great movie, of course, but, I'm happy with just having this here. But absolutely phenomenal movie. Next, we got The Frighteners. And this is another movie, kind of one of those ones when you're a kid and it's oh, this is a scary movie as a kid growing up, but you just wanted to see ghosts and whatever have you. So it always kind of had that fun kind of vibe for me. Michael J. Fox, phenomenal in this. Peter Jackson, obviously, just a fun film. After picking this up, I had watched it probably 4 or 5 months ago, and it still kind of holds up. It's not the greatest film in the world, but it's a fun ride, so that works good enough for me. Next up here, we got Arachnophobia, and this is another one of those ones from my childhood. Just, again, it's oh, it's a scary movie, and I'm a kid watching it type thing. But this movie, I revisited this one again, and it's still absolutely love this movie. Jeff Daniels is fantastic in this, and there's actually, so in Better Watch Out, I'm 99.9% positive. I haven't kind of looked into this at all, but there's a scene in that movie that totally pays homage to this, and if it's not, then it was one of the biggest coincidences I've ever seen between film. But this movie here, Awesome, awesome movie. If you've not seen Arachnophobia, definitely check this out. And you got John Goodman in here too, man. And when John Goodman's running around, can't go wrong with John Goodman. Yeah, that's right. It Stains the Sands Red. This was another fun ride. Not quite as serious as I thought it was going to be, just from all the hype that I heard. It sounded like it was going to be like a very straightforward horror type film. It's not quite that. It's a little bit more comedic and slapsticky. But it's a very interesting concept, very unique, and zombies have kind of been drilled into the ground. So if you can show me something that's unique and something that hasn't been done in a zombie film before, I'm intrigued. And this definitely accomplished that. I had a lot of fun with this. I'm actually very looking forward to a sequel. So I hope that they get that together, because it kind of leaves you hanging, wanting more, and I would love to see a sequel to this. Next up here, we've got The Neon Demon. And this movie is completely whacked out. There's not even a way to really talk about this. An inspired actress, model, goes on their venture, underage kid, and just kind of gets into this world of psychoticness. And it's just very beautifully shot. I mean, it's beautiful. The scenery is beautiful. It's just a very out there film. This is one of those movies you kind of have to just watch it when you have nothing else going on, and you can just allow yourself to numb out for an hour and a half, because you got to just take this in for what it is. And another one that I kind of scoured the internet afterwards, just kind of like wanting to see what other people had to say, what were their thoughts on it, how did they interpret everything. But very interesting watch. If you're into artistic-y kind of films and such, this would be a great one to check out. Next here, we've got the new Underworld, Blood Wars, and I actually enjoyed this film. I'm a huge fan of the Underworld series. I love the first one, Evolution, Rise of the Lycans. Awakening I was not too huge on. And this was kind of more in the style of Awakening. I just felt this to be more entertaining and a little bit more fun. But if you were not a fan of Awakening, I would say give this one a shot. Like I said, it's still shot very similar, and it's kind of, doesn't have the in-depth storylines that you had in the previous films. But I had a lot more fun with this one than Awakening, and I thought this was a solid entry to the franchise. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing what they do from here, if they can get that off the ground. Next here, we've got Phoenix Forgotten, and this movie kind of got shit on. I actually really enjoyed this one a lot. It's a found footage style film, and it all revolves around the Phoenix Lights. So if you don't know, I believe it was back in like the late 90s or something, but there's like the lights over Phoenix, and it was like that string of 8, 9 lights or whatever, and everybody saw it as this huge kind of phenomenon that still is kind of this hidden, untalked about thing, and everybody just speculates on it. But that's what this revolves around. And I thought that this was very convincing. A lot of found footage films, it's like, it's found footage. We all know we're watching found footage, but you want to be able to kind of take you on a journey and get sucked into that world. And this here, I really felt did a good job with that. It's kind of shot in found footage / documentary. So they do a good job with this. I would put this up there with the likes of like Blair Witch Project and Paranormal Activity. Not as far as how good the movie is, but just how well the found footage was utilized. But I would highly recommend checking this one out. Don't look at the Rotten Tomatoes for this. Check this movie out. It's actually really damn good. Next that we have here is The House on Willow Street. And I did not care for this movie. This was not too much. I picked this up. I think Sharni Vinson is her name, I believe. Let me look real quick. Yeah, Sharni Vinson. I love her in You're Next. I thought You're Next was a phenomenal film, and she kind of has that very badass, like, strong female presence, and I love that. We have a lot of female characters kind of making their splash now, and I thought she made a huge splash in You're Next. So I kind of went on this just banking on her character solely, and she's fine in the movie and everything, but this was just not that strong of a film. I watched this one with my daughter, and we ended up laughing through a lot of this because some of the spots that they're trying to kind of creep you out and be scary were actually hilarious. So I felt like they kind of missed the ball with a lot of it in this movie. So I don't know. Share your thoughts if you've seen this one. Maybe we missed something, but did not care for that one. Next we have here is The Girl with All the Gifts, and this movie I really enjoyed. Again, it's kind of a zombie-ish film, but it's a very unique take on it, something that I don't think has ever been brought to the screen before. And I really enjoyed this movie a lot. It's a post-apocalyptic type world, and there's zombies running rampant. There's these children that they're kind of keeping housed up. And there's things going on with these children, and that's kind of what leads into the full story of the movie. But this is a very good film. I would highly recommend checking this one out if you've not seen it already. And yeah, it's very, very good. Very good. Last but not least here for this update, and that's going to be the Bunko Experiment. And this here was a fun movie. It didn't go quite as far as I thought it was going to. It definitely has its moments, but I thought this was going to be just like nonstop, just balls to the wall, in your face, messed up kind of things. And there's definitely its fair share of it. It just didn't quite go as far as I was expecting it to go. it was still a fun movie, still had a lot of things that I liked about it. It's unexpected, there's a lot of twists and turns. Of course, there's, a lot of notable actors in this movie here, and obviously people are getting killed because it's an office full of people that are trapped down. And it takes a lot of interesting twists and turns, dies, people that you don't expect to get it when they do and all that. So I appreciate all that. Good watch. It was a fun watch for sure. Would recommend it, especially if you're a fan of James Gunn. It definitely kind of has his stamp on there. And yeah, that's the Bunko Experiment. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you very much as always for watching. I got a lot more. I got a couple stacks of movies right over here that are kind of ready to go for updates. And I got a couple really cool unboxings that I want to do. I've already unboxed them, but I kind of just want to show them off because they're super badass releases. So thank you guys again. If you're new to my channel, please make sure to subscribe. Leave me some comments down below. Love to know your thoughts on any of these movies if you've seen them. And let me know what you guys have been watching lately. Any recommendations you may have, definitely open to and such. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. And I will catch you all next time.